I'll never forget the moment my life split in two. It was the day I saw the woman I loved, my entire future, crying at gate 37 of Logan Airport, her voice shaking as she said, "If you board that plane, I'm gone. My name is Ethan Cole. I'm 26, from Toronto originally, but Boston has been home for the past 5 years. I'm not the type who tells stories about himself. Hell, most of my friends think I'm boring. But this is the story I've never told anyone. I call it, At the Airport," she said. "If you board that plane, I'm gone." The year everything fell apart started like any other. I had a stable job at a consulting firm, a girlfriend I thought I'd marry, and a family back home in Canada who pretended we were picture perfect even though we were anything but. Her name was Maya. She worked in marketing at the same company, a few floors down. We'd met at a corporate happy hour, both tired of networking, both pretending to sip cocktails while sneaking glances at the exit. She laughed at my bad jokes. I loved the way she tucked her hair behind her ear when she was nervous. Within a year, we moved in together. But somewhere between the late-night deadlines and the endless client calls, we started drifting. I became obsessed with climbing the corporate ladder, flying out for meetings, answering emails at 3 a.m., chasing approval from bosses who barely knew my name. Maya would wait up for me, candles burning down on the table, dinners gone cold. I told myself it was temporary, that once I proved myself, we'd have the life we dreamed of. One night, after another 12-hour day, I walked into our apartment and found her sitting on the floor with her coat still on, crying quietly. "What's wrong?" I asked, dropping my bag. She looked up at me like I was a stranger. "Do you even see me anymore, Ethan? Or am I just background noise to your ambition?" I froze. I wanted to argue, to tell her it was all for us. But deep down, I knew she was right. It got worse when my boss called me into his office and said, "We need someone to fly to London for 6 months. You'd be leading the project." His eyes gleamed like he was offering me gold. For me, it was the promotion I'd been killing myself for. But 6 months overseas meant leaving Maya behind. That night, I told her. She went silent, then whispered, "6 months? Ethan, that's not a trip. That's leaving." "I'll visit," I promised. "You can visit me. It's just, this is my shot." Her face hardened. "And what about us? Do we fit anywhere in your shot?" We didn't talk for 2 days. Then came the airport. The terminal smelled like coffee and jet fuel. My hands shook as I clutched my passport. Maya walked beside me, pale and silent. When we reached the gate, I turned to her. "Just wait for me," I said. "When I come back, things will be different." Tears welled in her eyes. "You keep saying that, Ethan, but you're always chasing something else. A title, a contract, your father's approval." I flinched. "Don't bring him into this." "Why not?" Her voice cracked. "You're not chasing success, you're running from him. From everything he said you'd never be." Her words sliced deeper than she knew. My father had been a cruel man, belittling me until I believed I was nothing. Every raise, every promotion. I wasn't chasing ambition. I was clawing my way out of his shadow. Maya grabbed my hand, desperate. "Please, don't get on that plane. Stay. Choose me." My chest tightened. I loved her. God, I loved her. But I also heard my father's voice echoing in my head. "You'll never make anything of yourself. You'll never be more than ordinary." And that's when she said it, her voice breaking in front of everyone at the gate. "If you board that plane, I'm gone." I froze. People stared. My boarding group was being called. I looked at her, then at the jet bridge, and I made the worst decision of my life. I walked away. 6 months in London passed like a blur. Deals closed, bonuses earned, long nights staring at hotel ceilings. Maya never answered my calls after the first week. Her apartment was empty when I came back. Her friends wouldn't tell me where she'd gone. But that wasn't the only secret waiting for me. One evening, I visited my mother in Toronto. She sat me down with trembling hands and said, "There's something you don't know about your father." The truth unraveled like a bomb in my chest. My father had another family, a son, a half-brother I never knew existed. And that half-brother? He was working in the same industry, undercutting contracts, competing for the same promotions. Suddenly, everything made sense. The strange tension at work, the way one particular rival always seemed one step ahead. I wasn't just running from my father's voice. I was competing against his other son. And Maya had left me right when I needed her most. The night I found out, I sat alone in my apartment, staring at the walls. My phone buzzed, a number I didn't recognize. I answered. It was Maya's voice, shaking, afraid. "Ethan, I need to see you. It's about your family." When I heard Maya's voice after all those months, my stomach flipped. She sounded older somehow, like every word cost her. "Where are you?" I asked. "I can't say on the phone. Can you meet me?" She whispered. "Tonight, 9 p.m. The cafe on Tremont, the one we used to go to after work." I sat on the edge of my bed staring at the city lights. The same woman who'd walked away at the airport was reaching back into my life because of my family. "I'll be there," I said. It was raining when I got to the cafe. The windows were fogged up, and inside smelled like espresso and wet coats. She sat at a corner table, hood up, hair damp from the rain. When she looked up, the years collapsed between us. "Maya," I said softly. She didn't smile. "Sit." I slid into the booth. "What's going on?" She glanced around, then leaned in. "Your half-brother. The one your father never told you about. He's been contacting me." I shot through my veins. "What? How do you even know about him?" "I didn't at first, but after you left, I got a job at a startup. He was a client. He introduced himself as Lucas. He knew things about you, Ethan. Personal things. At first he acted charming, said he wanted to help me land a big account. But then he started asking questions about your work, your travel, your weaknesses." She swallowed hard. "When I tried to pull away, he threatened to ruin me." I stared at her, my pulse hammering. "Why didn't you tell me? You were gone. And honestly, I was furious at you. I thought maybe this was your way of punishing me. But then last week he sent me a photo of us at the airport. He said if you didn't back off a certain contract in London, he'd release it to your firm and frame you for leaking." Her voice cracked. "Ethan, he's dangerous." I sat back, dizzy. "Lucas, my father's other son. The one always one step ahead. It wasn't just rivalry. It was surveillance." "Why call me now?" I asked quietly. "Because I found something," she said. She slid a manila envelope across the table. "Emails, bank transfers, proof he's been sabotaging you and your company for months. And if he's willing to use me, he'll use anyone." I opened the envelope and scanned the printouts. My throat went dry. "This could end his career," I said. "Maybe even put him in prison." Maya's eyes glistened. "Or it could get us both hurt. I'm already in too deep." I reached across the table, hesitated, then touched her hand. "We'll figure this out." She flinched, then let my hand stay. "I didn't call you because I still love you," she whispered. "I called because I didn't know who else to trust." The words stung, but I understood. I had left her at the gate. This was the consequence. We left the cafe together, rain slicking the pavement. As we reached the curb, a black car rolled past slowly, windows tinted. Maya froze. "That's him," she hissed. "Come on," I said, pulling her into a side street. We ducked under an awning, breathless. "We can't go to the police," she said. "He has lawyers. He'll twist everything." "We don't have to go to the police first," I murmured, thinking of Ryan, my journalist friend. "We just need to make sure the evidence is somewhere safe." Thunder cracked overhead. For a moment she leaned into me like she used to, trembling. I wrapped an arm around her. "I'm so sorry, Maya," I said. "About the plane. About everything." She looked up at me, rain in her lashes. "Don't say it now if you don't mean it." "I mean it," I whispered. "I thought I was running toward a future. I was just running from my past." Her expression softened, but before either of us could speak, a voice echoed from the mouth of the alley. "Nice little reunion you've got going." We spun. A tall man stepped into the dim light, Lucas. Same jawline as mine, same dark eyes, but colder. He held an umbrella like a weapon. "Step away from her," I said. He smirked. "You always were the hero, Ethan. Always trying to save people from yourself." Maya's hand gripped my sleeve. "Lucas, please." "Shut up," he snapped. "You had one job, Maya. Feed me his schedule, keep him distracted. Instead you hand him my life's work." My stomach turned. "You manipulated her," I said. "You used her to destroy me." He shrugged. "Business is business. You of all people should understand that." I stepped forward. "Let her go. This is between you and me." Lucas's smile didn't reach his eyes. "Oh, it's much bigger than that. Dad may have pretended you were the golden boy, but I know the truth. He groomed us both to compete. And now you're in my way." Rain drummed on the pavement. My mind raced. No weapons, no witnesses, only the envelope in my coat. One wrong move and Maya could be dragged deeper. "Walk away, Lucas," I said evenly. "You're already exposed. The files are out." For the first time, his expression flickered. "You're bluffing." I met his eyes. "Try me." He stared at me for a long moment, then at Maya. Finally he hissed, "This isn't over," and disappeared into the rain. We stood trembling, listening to his footsteps fade. Maya turned to me, tears mixing with raindrops. "He's not going to stop." I looked at her, at the envelope between us, at the path that had led here. Ambition, betrayal, family secrets. I realized I had a choice. Keep running or stand and fight. "Then we don't stop either," I said quietly. "We take everything to someone who can't be bought." We drove through the night to Ryan's apartment. By dawn, he had copies of every file on 3 separate servers. Lucas couldn't bury it anymore. Within a week, the story broke. Corporate sabotage tied to secret family rivalry. It was messy, public, humiliating. But it was over. Maya stayed with a friend outside the city while investigators swarmed. I spent nights alone in my apartment, staring at the plane ticket still tucked into my passport from a year ago. The gate number was smudged from my thumb. Then one evening, she called. "Can we meet?" she asked softly. One last time. We met at the same cafe, now quiet in the spring sunlight. She looked healthier, freer. She set a small box on the table. Inside was the necklace I'd given her before London. "I'm leaving Boston," she said. "New job in Seattle. New life." I swallowed hard. "You deserve it." She gave me a small, sad smile. "So do you." "I don't know if I can ever make it up to you," I said. "You already did," she whispered. "You stopped running." We sat there for a long time, 2 people who had loved, betrayed, and saved each other in different ways. There were no promises, just the quiet understanding that some stories don't end with a kiss. They end with a lesson. When I think back to that day at the airport, I don't just remember losing her. I remember losing myself. I'd built my life on ambition and silence, on proving my father wrong, and in the process I'd proven him right about everything that mattered. It took losing Maya, facing Lucas, and exposing my family's secrets to learn this. Success means nothing if you're alone at the gate. Love isn't something you choose after everything else. It's the choice that shapes everything else. That's the story I'd never told anyone. Until now. And if someone listening is standing at their own gate, ticket in hand, I hope they choose the person who's asking them to stay.